Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and there's been some weird rumblings when it comes to Pokemon news, so let's investigate. First off, Joe Merritt coming in and trying to calm everyone down because this could be for a Pokemon Direct, so let's go deeper. A lot of people have asked me about the Direct page. It's not really a valid indicator, though. They often reorganize Direct page after Direct is aired and remove ones that are no longer relevant. Could a Pokemon Direct happen? Sure. Is this indicative of anything? Probably not. For example, in addition to removing the Pokemon Direct, they removed ARMS, Xenoblade, Dragon Quest, ARMS, 3DS, Nintendo Direct from March 4th, 2016, and January's Nintendo Direct Mini, and this is what people are kind of going crazy about, because on the Japanese website, from time to time, they shuffle these Directs around, and every once in a while it does line up with another Direct. So the argument being, is this a coincidence, or does it mean that something is about to happen? I believe for the Nintendo Direct Mini, on top of the multiple rumors that turned out to actually have some credibility behind them, that they did clean up their Nintendo Direct page, so people were like, oh snap, we have our first Nintendo Switch Direct of the year, this is going to be crazy. And also some people were expecting a Pokemon Direct. I believe for Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or Pokemon Sun and Moon, that this page kind of getting cleaned up did lead to an eventual Pokemon and news announcement, so it is kind of weird because yeah, they wiped this clean. That's why Joe Merrick lists off something so massive, because I remember checking for the Nintendo Direct Mini, there were way more here than this, so they cleaned it up big, but then they left, 2016, 2016, 2017, 2018, I don't understand their cataloging, I don't really know what they're up to right now, so what this has done is people have taken this and gone to the next level, I guess is the best way of putting it. So we have NeoGAF right now, and they're the ones that have kind of explained what happens in the past. So this is how it breaks down. Nothing is confirmed until an official statement, but Sononobu noticed that the Japanese Nintendo Direct page slot opened up about a week before the last Direct aired. Provided evidence isn't a new pattern, he noticed that there's the same phenomenon before. Today, another slot opened up in the same manner. So this isn't talking about something that happened recently. This is going back to May 2nd, 2017, and remember, for early June, we ended up with the Pokemon Direct for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So people are seeing these openings and kind of saying, that means there's news soon. Not like immediately, not like they clean it up and then, boom, next day we have some Pokemon news or we have some kind of like Nintendo news or something, but at least it's like about a month after that. And notice that this is the archive, so they like to have even rows. That normally everything kind of fits into place, and they can remove at their discretion. They could have kept in any one of these for any reason, like Xenoblade 2 Direct, still seems kind of relevant, an ARMS Direct, the March 4th, 2016 Nintendo Direct, or the Mini. I think leaving up the Mini would make a lot more sense than just cleaning everything out like this, so it looks like for some reason they wanted to leave that intentional gap right there. So we have April 30th, then today, kind of showing, all of a sudden, one thing got removed, and that could snowball into some future news. Then apparently they moved a Pokemon Direct the time before, leading up to some other news. So yeah, Nintendo Direct, Pokemon Direct, Nintendo Direct, Bayonetta 2 Direct, and then leaving that open information. So that's kind of why people are interested right now, thinking, well, we just got our Smash announcement, but naturally, why would they do, here's the thing about Pokemon. Pokemon, they do Pokemon Directs. Now, I still believe that there was a solid chance that instead of getting a Smash trailer, we could have gotten a Pokemon trailer or a teaser or something like that. That with the Nintendo Switch, I think that Nintendo might try to get a little more control for the announcements over Game Freak, so it could have been possible we got Nintendo Direct with just the teaser and then a Pokemon Direct for the full information. Instead, Nintendo Direct gave us Super Smash Bros. That still leaves room for a Pokemon Direct, and we're already late. January, February, that's usually a new generation, new console, new game announcement, and then May, June, that's going to be the enhanced version. Well, from what we know, this is going to be a core title, and it doesn't seem like they do such a delayed announcement. So we're getting into March right now. There's an empty spot. Maybe late March, early April could bring us the Pokemon news. If not, we should just give up till E3, because then that would make the most sense. But that means Nintendo and Game Freak, they're not stepping on each other's toes. Because remember, when Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U came out, that was right before Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. So that means we can't have a major Smash game and a major Pokemon game within a couple months of each other. But Joe Merritt coming in and being like, it doesn't mean anything immediately, but history is why people are talking about it right now. As for some other weird things that happen with like Nintendo Directs and stuff, like sometimes the footage and videos are just taken down, so people are always keeping their eye out on that. Like fortunately right now on the Japanese Nintendo website, we still have the Pokemon X and Y Pokemon Direct, so dating back, this one hasn't been cleared out yet, and you can actually see that a lot of other trailers and footage eventually just gets removed from YouTube, which does lead for like a weird thing when you're going back to the archives and the videos are no longer there. I think this happened like for X and Y, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, as we're going to Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So we're going to see if that happens again. That I think one time, I can't remember if it was Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because like all the news runs together. We get like dozens of news announcements between Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. That one of the older Pokemon videos got taken down, just removed by Pokemon Company, and then a week later we got new news. So it seems like they're trying to keep a cycle of fresh news, but then that deletes the archive, which kind of makes archiving news even trickier. We have this right here. Hidden ability Alolan starter Pokemon are available on Pokemon Bank until October 31st. Do you think this means anything for the Nintendo Switch, guys, is the question, because October, well, why would it end on October, unless that means, like, you know, they're going to go into maintenance on the Pokemon Bank, potentially for a new game in November, when we've seen traditional Pokemon game releases. So, I mean, that's another thing that adds speculation. Again, just could be a coincidence that they're not going to run the event forever. That's going to have an end date at some point. So, make it October 31st. I think that's a little safe. It does mean that it could be 2018 release if the game is delayed, 2019, but you still have more than enough time for everyone to get on their Pokemon Bank and then actually go and receive the hidden ability Alolan starters. And at the same time, it does add to the list of spooky things going on. Now, I do want to talk about some other Pokemon rumors and leaks that people are talking about. We have this coming out, rumor, Pokemon Switch will be a reboot of the franchise. I'm not here to be like, oh, some random thing, I believe it or I don't or whatever. I'm just talking about like what's buzzing in the community at this point. So just the effective rumor mill, but not really investing myself into anything to try to just be scummy for views. So yeah, we have the Chinese Riddler that's coming from Jinx Club as well. So she has a little bit of reputation for herself. Chinese Riddler openly posted that Pokemon Switch title will be a reboot of the franchise. However, the thread is quickly deleted. Now, we have like a Japanese Riddler right now. We have a Chinese Riddler. Now, to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the Riddler for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, sure, some of them made sense, and some of them were like, ooh, that's spooky how good it was. Like, the guy probably had some information, but then some of the other ones were more of a stretch, didn't really make a lot of sense. So I don't know if, like, this guy has the same clearances last time, if he's getting the same information. Seems like we're a bit early for the Riddler for this kind of game compared to what was going on with Pokemon Sun and Moon, so I'm not going to trust it at face value. Also, rebooted franchise. Believable in a way that, you know, Pokemon Go, with the massive success of Pokemon Go, effectively trying to do Pokemon Go correctly with the Nintendo Switch could have some really good, like, impact, because that brought in a lot of the older fans, and if Game Freak wants to do that, you play to the older fans. You try to bring back all these people, and that's how you get Pokemon to grow larger than ever on the Redemption console. I've been calling Nintendo Switch the Redemption console, because, like, if you look at the reactions, we have old guys cheering on Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, losing their minds over Super Smash Brothers. Wii U lost a lot of people for Nintendo, but now the Switch, there's something for everyone, and even if you buy it, you get Dark Souls, you get Skyrim, you get mature games, you get third-party support, Undertale now. So this is the people's console, which means is Game Freak going to just full reset and go for the people's game, as Nintendo has full reset to bring everyone back in. And then we have the Vandal leaks. So yeah, that's going off of the My Nintendo News. We do not have reliable information to share, but we do want to comment on this. Nintendo Switch lets players have multiple save files. This fundamentally destroys the core Pokemon and the reason several versions of one game are sold. I think that's just kind of like a layman's interpretation and not really someone that's in. Just like, oh, Nintendo greedy, Game Freak greedy, money, money, money. That's why they split up the versions. And even though it does kind of promote a social thing, I don't think it's the core of Pokemon and that it destroys it and the reason several games are sold. No, the reason is like for trading, but multiple save files don't really disrupt that. I'm still going to have to buy, you know, a red version, a blue version, even if there's multiple save files for both. Legendaries, they're already fairly devalued, same with like breeding and stuff. I think that the accessibility of getting competitive Pokemon just kind of makes it to where it'd be better quality of life to be able to get multiple. Like we saw this with the Ultra Beast. They went from being limited encounters to unlimited encounters in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So that's very nice right there. And then also, we do not have reliable info to share. Well, unfortunately, Vandal Leaks then kind of like transferred over to Leaky Pandy. Sorry for being silent. We were working on what went wrong. We will talk things more openly with you guys tomorrow. Good night. So effectively, almost all of the leaks from Vandal just fell through. Like, Vandal predicted that the Nintendo Direct was coming. So, alright, we're getting Nintendo Direct on the 8th, and then kind of start putting out a lot of other information. Fire Emblem, Mario Odyssey DLC. There's also something about Pokken DLC, extra Pokemon stuff. We know this does not make us look good, but we think we owe you one since we put the information out there ourselves. We are responsible for getting your hopes up and letting you down, keep you in the dark, ignoring our faults, outright deleting them, never doing it. So, like, yeah, that's a really weird thing that happens. So, effectively, did they get lucky? Did they only have like one trusted source? Was this the information that was easy to get out? Was Nintendo seeding false information to find out who the leakers were? And then that way they could get caught and exposed that way? Did it just become a prediction game? Because I feel like one thing that leakers get carried away with, not trying to like just rag on this guy's credibility, as we saw with the Nintendo Stars rumor from Eurogamer, the person that wrote that article, they were fully confident in their sources on that information, even though it turned out not really having anything behind it. So the interesting thing is going to be like, you know, how did these sources play out? Who gave the information for what? And how was it only very partially correct? Not being able to predict Smash Bros, not being able to predict like the full amount of Splatoon that we ended up getting, and then missing on a lot of other things. So that's what I mean about leakers. It seems like the information starts getting overboard. You get a little bit, you get a taste of something good. You can get one or two things correct, but then it just boils into speculation from there, personal interpretation, bias for something that you really want to see happen. One thing that also I'm reminded of is for Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, that one leak that got everything right except for the Alolan Oddish. It's like, how do you get everything right except for Alolan Oddish? Was that just flair? Was that an intentional fake? Was that intentional misinformation from the company? Who knows? But just kind of showing. Right now, it's in a really weird state. Could we get a Nintendo Direct announcement soon for Pokemon? I'm thinking so, because we're still so, like, we need something. The game's been announced for months now. We know it exists, so Game Freak can't hide it from us forever. I don't know what the launch schedule's looking like, how that's falling up. So, yeah, there we go. Some weird stuff is happening. We got Riddler, we got like a half-right leaker, and then we just have some trends that might lead to a new Pokemon experience. So, you guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.